At what point do we keep people from being able to be engaged in the culture or even become a part of the culture because it's so cost prohibitive? Warning, this video is probably going to trigger a few people. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. A little bit different kind of a video today. Like I said, this video has the likelihood of pissing off or triggering a few people, but it's something that I felt that I wanted to weigh in on. I'm out today driving around doing some location scouting for some upcoming video shoots for some documentary projects that we're working on. And before I got ready and went out this morning, as I do, a lot of times I got on YouTube just to see what everybody had posted and what new videos were out. And I ran across a video from Professional Monkey, whose channel I love. And if you're not already subscribed to him, which you probably are, you probably should. And his video was talking about, basically asking a question, are performance baggers dead? But then the second part of his video is what really caught my attention and what I thought I really wanted to weigh on in. And that is, what is the effect of money on the motorcycle culture? Now, the way that he framed this conversation was, take the performance bagger world. You've got guys in that culture that would have motorcycles or purchase motorcycles, not spending the exorbitant amounts of money that people are now, but over time wrenching on them themselves, doing work on them themselves, and taking what little money they had to put into these baggers and create this performance bagger culture. And then you kind of got this new generation of hedge fund guys, I think is one way that he put it, and some other people have put it. But basically just rich people who say, oh, that's cool, I want to get into performance baggers. And they just go down and they drop a $150,000 check and they buy the most expensive bike, and they just pay a shop to do all the work, get the most expensive parts. And in his video, he's talking about how he feels like, and a lot of his friends agree that that's kind of doing a disservice and being detrimental to the overall culture of performance baggers in particular. And then he kind of went on to talk about the global aspect of the impact of money. And I couldn't agree with him more, and I'm anxious to hear what you guys think too, and I'd love for you to drop it down in the comment section. Again, I know this is not our normal type of video, but I feel like it's important because I want to talk about this in two separate areas that Professional Monkey did not get into. One, as it relates to the impact of money, do you feel like it's hurting the motorcycle culture and the lifestyle, even now with just walking into a dealership? And let's say let's take everybody that rides out of it right now. You're wanting to get into the lifestyle, you're wanting to get into and become a member of the motorcycle culture, and you're wanting to get into riding. It's not like it was 20 years ago, 30 years ago, even 10 years ago. Some might even argue 5 years ago. But let's face it, you walk in, you want a street glide, whatever. You're going to walk into most dealers around the country, not every dealer, but most dealers around the country. You're going to walk in, and you've seen online that the MSRP of this street glide is, $25,800 or whatever it might be. I didn't look before hitting record, but let's just say that it's $25,800, right? Most dealers around the country, you are not driving or riding that motorcycle off that lot for less than $35,000. When you've got tax, title, license, in most cases, dealer markup fees, dealer delivery fees, destination charges, if you're going to do ESP, if you're going to do any extended warranty, anything like that, a $25,000 motorcycle is going to run you $32,000 to $35,000 out the door. That alone right there makes it seem like money does have an impact. If you want to get into the lifestyle, you're looking at the price of a primary vehicle to get you, back and forth to work. And look, I've made videos about that in the past, and the comment section goes wild with these are needs and not, or these are wants and not needs. And, if you go down there and you spend that kind of money, then you're the idiot. I don't buy that, because number one, that's the cost of entry now. And that's what I'm saying. How much of an impact is money playing on this culture? If you don't have a lot of money, let's face it, it's very difficult to be a part of the culture anymore. Now, like in Boswell Harley-Davidson, where I do all my business, they don't do all the crazy bullshit that a lot of these other dealers do. Sure, things cost what they cost, but they're not trying to bend everybody over every time somebody walks through the door to either upgrade their existing motorcycle, or they're new to the culture, new to the lifestyle, and they want to get a street glide, they want to get a road glide, they want to get, whatever it is they want to get. But the price of entry now is prohibitive. And that's a money problem. A lot of people have said in other videos and comment sections of people talking that, they feel that Harley-Davidson in particular is, they don't mind that not everybody can afford their bikes anymore. They want to be a luxury product. And I understand that. It is a want. It's a desire. It's not a need. It's not a necessity. Although I would argue, I don't know what life would look like without my motorcycles, because I probably wouldn't be a very cool or friendly person to be around. I can tell you that. A lot of people say that I'm not anyway, but take my motorcycles out of the equation, it'd be even worse than it is now. But that's kind of one aspect of it. Now let's kind of take you're already in the lifestyle, you're already in the culture, and you've got a 2010, 2012 street glide or road glide, and you're like, man, these new 24s are coming out. No matter what we know to be fact, we still go back and think, man, in 2012, I paid, $18,900, $21,000 for my street glide, and now they're out the door, it's $35,000. This new culture that we're setting of turning these bikes into luxury items, you do see a direct correlation where the money has an impact. And it does impact the ability of people to be able to upgrade their bikes, to get into the lifestyle, to become a part of the culture. So yeah, it definitely does impact. But I also want to say, this is not just a Harley-Davidson problem. Have you walked into a Ducati dealership lately, or a BMW dealership? Look, all of these bikes, their prices have gone up. Every single one of them. Not one of them is low tier priced. Even if you look in the super bike and sport bike world, a Kawasaki ZX-10R doesn't cost today what it used to cost. And look, before you go off in the comments section, some of you Karens, yes, I understand the cost of things increases over time. But what I'm saying, and that's totally fine, and it's acceptable. What I'm saying is that at what point do we keep people from being able to be engaged in the culture or even become a part of the culture because it's so cost prohibitive? Okay, that's point number one. And I want your guys' thoughts, so drop them down in the comment section below what you think about money playing an impact. I think Professional Monkey's video was spot on. I think it was right. If you haven't seen the video, I'll put a link to it down in the description. Make sure that you go and you take a look at it. Now, this is the part of the video where I think people are probably going to get a little upset. I want to talk about how money is impacting the YouTube culture, and specifically in the motovlogging motorcycle space. Now, I don't know about you guys, but something I've noticed over the last couple of years is, and I'm not going to name any channels, those of you that are kind of engaged in this culture, you watch a lot of motorcycle content on YouTube, I'm sure you're going to be able to figure out who I'm talking about. And listen, I'm not attacking these people. You do you. I'm all about it. If you want to blow $600,000 on motorcycles, then it is your money to blow. Lord knows I don't like people telling me what to do with mine. But I do want to talk about the impact that money is having on the moto culture on YouTube. It seems like now that a lot of creators who thought, man, I'm gonna film myself talking about my bike, talking about building a bike, going on rides, showing, you know, cinematic documentary style stuff. Just being involved in the culture is not enough anymore. And it seems like the channels that are really blowing up and are really getting most of the attention are these rich people that just fucking blow money on motorcycles. And it's almost getting to a point where if you don't have 7, 8, 9 motorcycles in your garage, and not just 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 bikes, you got to buy the most expensive ones out there. If you're going to buy a Ninja, then you got to buy the H2R, and then you got to have the Fireblade, and then you got to have a regular H2, and then you got to have all the BMW M1000 RR, and then you got to have the S1000. And I know you know what I'm talking about. There are several channels out there right now that what it ultimately boils down to is it's just rich people being rich. It doesn't really add anything to the motorcycle culture. It doesn't add anything to the entertainment value of watching somebody ride or head to a destination, or, you know, taking adventures or going on expeditions or trips, or, you know, getting with a group of buddies and riding it doesn't have anything to do with that. All it has to do with is, let me show you how much money I have, and then I want to either make you feel guilty because you can't keep up, or try to keep you out of the space totally because you can't buy, you know, a $45,000 motorcycle every other week. Again, if that's what people want to do, then I'm totally fine with that. And how people spend their money is their business. What I'm talking about is again, money having an impact on the culture. And in this particular case, I'm talking about the motorcycle culture on YouTube. Do you understand what I'm talking about? Have you noticed that? Have you seen that there's this over the last year and a half, 2 years, it's become very prevalent. And it is where these guys just go and spend their money. It becomes very rarely, and the videos are about, oh, which one of my super bikes am I going to ride today? Or they open their garage and they've got 13 motorcycles, and the whole purpose of their channel is for you to watch them be rich. Look, I'm trying not to sound, look, I could afford to buy whatever the fuck I want. If I wanted to have a garage full of 27 motorcycles and the most expensive ones they make, I could do that. But why? And furthermore, why would I want that to be the basis of my YouTube channel? The people that I watch on YouTube, and this is me, I'm not putting this on anybody else. This is just me. I want to be entertained. I want to be educated. I want to learn things that I don't know. A channel that I just found not long ago, Be the Boss of Your Motorcycle. Love that guy. He is providing excellent value for people out there learning how to ride their motorcycle and turn at low speeds. It's entertaining. It's providing value. There's education. Love it. The 2-Lane Life guys out in California, love those guys. Love the style of cinematography and what they are bringing to not only an educational but entertainment platform on YouTube of the motorcycle culture. Her Two Wheels does a great job. Itchy Boots is something completely different if you're into the adventure world. I watch so many, and I'm leaving out tons and tons. Cycle Fanatics up in New York does a great job of providing entertainment and educational bike builds, but also going out with his buddies and actually living it and being a part of the culture. What I don't understand on some of these other channels that are growing leaps and bounds, which they're paying for views and subscribers too, by the way, all of their videos are about, watch me go buy this motorcycle. Watch me go buy this motorcycle. Now this week we're going to go over and we're going to buy this motorcycle. Oh, now we're going to go buy this truck and this trailer to carry around all of these motorcycles we've bought. Oh no, we're going to take it up here to this thing and we're going to have this $5,000 exhaust. It becomes more about the money they're spending than the value they're providing, or even just being a part of the motorcycle culture overall to begin with. So a lot of people are we're going to get comments, oh, you're whining. I'm not whining. I don't understand it. I think Professional Monkey brought up a very good point about money playing an impact on the culture. But when I think about it, I think about it in terms of there being several different facets of this culture. You've got the adventure culture, the bagger culture. You've got just the cost of new bikes to get into the lifestyle and the culture to begin with is cost preventative. You've got that. And then you've got, to his point, you've got these guys that are buying a $50,000 CVO and then dropping a dime to put, $10,000, $15,000, $20,000, even more into it just because they can. And then, of course, like I just talked about, was this YouTube motorcycle culture where it seems like people think that just you being rich on camera is somehow providing some kind of value. To me, it doesn't. And I'm anxious to hear what you guys think. What channels that you guys watch. I know every day YouTube I check and I see the recommendations, and I'm getting new recommendations of new people that are getting out there on their bikes and they're moto vlogging and they're being entertaining, they're being educational. So many different channels out there. It really made me take a hard look at the kind of content that I want to make going forward. This is supposed to be an inclusive community. We hear all the time about how, motorcycles in our culture is a culture of community, and it's a welcoming culture. And we want to get more people involved in riding. And my buddy Bubba Boswell, who owns Boswell Harley Davidson, he calls himself the CEO of activation because he said it's always surprising to him to see the number of people that buy bikes but don't get out on them and actually ride them. So he now calls himself the CEO of activation. So he figures his job is to get people out riding the motorcycles that they buy. And I love that. But it seems like every other turn or so, we keep running into seeing just how much money really does affect the community and the culture. And I don't know, like I said, this is a different type of video, not something that I would normally make, but I watched his video and I thought it was very interesting, and I thought it was a very good point to make. I'm interested to hear what you guys think as well. Drop your thoughts down in the comments. What are the positive or negative effects or impact do you feel that money is having on the motorcycle culture? From, like his video talked about, from the standpoint of somebody saving up and building up their motorcycle versus the hedge fund guy who can just go drop $100,000, $200,000. I've heard $250,000 on a motorcycle, which is just stupid. To the price of entry point of being able to get into the culture to begin with, to the latest thing I was talking about, and that is the culture of the motorcycle world on YouTube. Have you guys noticed that? Have you noticed that a lot of these channels are just about, hey, watch me spend my money? And maybe that's fine. Maybe there's a lot of people out there that go, God, I wish I was rich. I wish I had money, and they're living vicariously through these YouTubers. I just ultimately wonder what purpose it serves for the actual community itself. Is it encouraging people? Is it discouraging people from being involved? Do some people watch that content and on one hand, they're like, man, I wish I could afford all those things. And man, I can't, so I'm going to watch this person go do all this. Or there's the other side, the other hand, that's, kind of like, why even bother? If I can't afford a $50,000, H2R, then why am I even thinking about getting involved in this community? I think there's a little bit of both of those. But like I said, most importantly, I want to hear what you guys think. So please drop those comments and drop your thoughts down in the comment section below. I'm very anxious to see what you guys have to say about the whole thing. Anyway, that's my thoughts. I wanted to put this video out and just see what you guys thought. Also, it just kind of helps me therapy-wise to just kind of get this shit out when I need to. I'm going to be heading out on a big ride on Friday. That'll be Sunday's video. It's going to be a lot of fun. So be sure and check that out when it comes out on Sunday. The best way for you to know is to be subscribed to the channel. So it always blows me away, the number of views and the number of people that watch the videos, but they're not subscribed. Real simple to do, and it's absolutely free. Costs you nothing other than maybe a second to click the subscription button. If you like this video, be sure to click the thumbs up, and I will see you guys in the next video.